Hello.
Hello.
Wow, it's nice seeing you.
It's like it's been a week.
It's like you don't live next door.
Shush.
Hello everyone.
Hello.
Welcome. This is episode 12 of the NgoVo Convo podcast, where two stupids make a right. This week. This week. I'm one of your hosts, Veronica Vo, and I'm here joined by Harrison No. Wow.
What up?
If you're new here, we both just wanted an excuse to talk about anything that ranges from anime to comics. Can't say that our friend is not caught up, because he actually is caught up.
But normally
in disneyplus shows, he is caught up.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Give him that.
Yeah, I'll give him that. Some would say we're conversing. Because,
NgoVo
Convo.
Haha.
If you're not sick of it by now, you should be.
You will be.
We're not. Yeah, I know. We're not. You can watch every episode on youtube.com or listen to it as a podcast by searching NgoVo Convo, NgoVo Convo, if you don't know how to spell our last names, short and sweet, on your podcast service of choice. Okay. If you haven't realized by the title, we are continuing our Loki series. We're going to be talking about episode 2 that dropped yesterday. So if you haven't watched it, please watch it. It is around 45 minutes. It's on disneyplus. Everyone and their mother has an account, so...
And if you don't, just mooch off someone.
Mooch off of someone. Off of me! So, Yeah, I'm here. This way. Here. Anyway. Anyway, take 45 minutes of your day to watch it.
Because now, we're entering spoiler territory.
Yes. And then you can come back and listen to us. Or watch us. Because, spoiler warning! And here comes my hand waving, because we don't do spoiler edits. Spoilers. I know. Okay, 3, 2, 1. We're in spoiler territory.
All right.
Harrison. We both had questions in the first episode. I just feel like we have even more questions coming out of this episode.
Okay. One thing, we'll get out of the way. You called it. You did call it. You're like, Lady Loki.
Actually, I don't think that's Lady Loki.
You don't? Really?
No, I do not. I talked about this with your brother. And I do not think it is Lady Loki.
Really?
I put it in my notes. I put a question mark. And then I was I was Googling it. And I was like, oh no, Lady Loki does not look like her.
But it's a variant.
But it is a variant, yes.
It's a variant.
It is.
Lady Loki could just look more like the mom.
It's true.
I'm just saying.
It's true.
So here's the thing. We also don't know if it's just Lady Loki or like who this is. Because I was like, okay, just straight up Lady Loki right now. But it could be like, what if it's like her mom or his mom, like the mom becoming that?
Yeah.
Because she was known to be like more in line with what he knows, like the magic and all that
stuff. Yeah.
Like he learned more from her. So who knows? This could be that.
I don't know. So I could be right. I could be wrong.
But so far, straight up, I think it's Lady Loki, but maybe not exactly like
the actual
because
comic
in
Lady
the comic
Loki.
is like Lady Loki in the comics was when like they were trying to rebuild Asgard, like this whole thing where Asgard got
demolished
and then Thor was trying to not revive but reincarnate everyone, but Loki got into Sif's body.
Yeah.
Or supposedly, but yeah, anyway, so that's a whole thing. So, but who knows?
The hooded person is now potentially Lady Loki.
Yeah.
Could be.
Because at the time, I was like, the more they talked, I was like, I started thinking, who could it be? Like, they could twist it here. But then they showed like the horns and stuff, so I was like, all right, I think it is Lady Loki in a sense.
Okay. we'll see if that's Lady Loki.
We'll see. Not Icor. It's probably not Icor.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so.
No. Too soon for that.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
If they're doing it in an order, they're following the order. Lady Loki is the next reincarnation.
Yeah.
And then it could be Icor. Who knows? If you don't know any of this stuff, just look it up.
Just Google
it's not spoiler. Like if you don't want to, who knows? It could be spoiler-ish. But we're here to talk about that stuff.
We're here to talk about it. Yeah.
We're conversing.
It's like it's in our logo or our name.
But
I
yes,
don't know.
can we what, Veronica?
Can we just go into Pompeii just a little bit?
Okay. Yeah. So
the way that Loki described how time essentially worked for this hooded person was really funny. The whole salad thing.
The salad bowl.
The salad bowl, the salt and pepper, the juice coming in.
Oh my gosh. Essentially, it's like it's still a salad. It's gonna be a salad because it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
It was great.
Basically, the more that you mess with time when there's like a huge like event,
like a nexus event, like it's gonna happen regardless.
It's gonna just happen regardless.
Yeah.
No matter how much you mess up with it.
Because regardless, that cataclysmic event will happen.
Yeah. Exactly.
I love how like he finds out because he was like reading into Asgard and he was like, and I think that's like based on like the timeline he was or the original timeline, how like Asgard was gonna get like destroyed. Ragnarok is gonna happen regardless.
Yeah.
And no matter what, like the variance was like 0, and I was like, oh, that's cool. But also he's like sad, but he's like, oh yes. But anyway, I was like, this is some Loki shit right there.
That's a comedy right there. The way he just like entered into Pompeii and just
started like
the goats and just wreaked havoc for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then Mobius was like, "What are you doing? We're not supposed to be here.
Stop it."
And then the
fine.
Funny part was the volcano just started exploding and people just started running away and he's like, "There you have it."
Right on cue.
Right on cue.
Man. But that's crazy though. Like when you think about it, you're like, oh yeah, or it kind of makes sense because you're like, if it's gonna happen regardless, I guess you could just mess around. It. Yeah, like why not?
Which is smart because no one ever thought about like looking into that. I feel like the timekeepers knew some of that, but they just didn't look into it. You know?
Okay, since you mentioned it, I think the timekeepers are sus. Like I don't think
they're a little sus.
It's either okay. So there's a line that Loki says. It's like bad guys are never truly bad guys, and good guys are never truly good guys. As they were talking more about it, and I was like, that could be in line with like timekeepers. Either 1, don't exist, or 2, everything that they're doing with the TVA is good. But how do you know it's actually good?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or Mobius could be bad.
Or Mobius could be like the one good one. Because did you notice how like the other guys are acting like kind of like jerks when they like invade? Like they're like, oh, these people are gonna die anyway. But he's like, Mobius actually believes in the cause, while like the others could be just more like they're just doing their job. Right?
Oh, wow, twin activating.
Oh. But.
No, I feel that. That could be some foreshadowing. I noticed that too when he said that line.
Yeah. Because at first it's like under the guise of like, oh, Loki's not a bad dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like talking about that, but it could be like, oh, and it's crazy how like Morbius is like Morbius or Mobius? I can't remember.
I just say Mobius.
Yes, I wrote it down somewhere. But anyway, it's really crazy how like he's like super into like, oh yeah, no, I believe in the timekeepers. Like this is like my purpose, and I was like, ooh, see, that's where I got sus. I'm like, could be like that propaganda stuff. It could be like, because he like alluded to like, oh, what are they doing? And then she's like, oh, they're always doing something. They're like watching this very closely. I'm like, but are they? Are they
really?
Who knows?
Who knows? And that woman was really sus.
Yeah, like throughout that whole like that's what I was saying. I was like, who knows? Like maybe it's not the case, and she's covering it up.
Well, I don't know. We'll find out next week, maybe.
Apparently, she's the only one that sees him, right, or something like that.
Yeah,
or
apparently she's the only one that's in contact with them.
Yeah, you can be in Yeah.
Okay, speaking of in contact, I'm kind of like skipping around a little bit, but
Yeah.
Since we're connecting the timekeepers and her, I found it really interesting that the agent that was kidnapped by potential Lady Loki, she said that they were real and that she gave away their, like, where they are or, like, how to find them. When they, like, found her again in that camera room.
Yeah.
So that just reminded me, I was like, that's really interesting how that woman is the only one that's in contact with them, but then there's like a regular like agent that's out in the field that apparently knows like their whereabouts, the timekeepers' whereabouts.
Do you think it's like the whereabouts isn't like where their headquarters is, or like do you think specifically timekeepers? I
want to say timekeepers because the way the dialogue was like said from that agent, she kept like repeating that it's real. So she kept saying like, "Oh, they're real." So I'm just like, what happened when she got kidnapped by potential Lady Loki?
Yeah.
And like, what did she see or do or like hear to make her kind of like give it away, you know?
Yeah.
So I found that interesting. Now that you said that woman was the only one in contact with timekeepers.
At least that's what it seems like. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just so. It just raises more questions. It's just like, whoa.
More questions that may not even be answered by Thor either.
But if anything, at this point, okay, yeah. And then speaking of that, it's like, well, kind of not really. It's more moving towards like going back to Lady Loki, how her whole plan. So her whole plan is to not, because our Loki wants to take over the TVA, right?
Yeah,
at the time,
the time
he wants to control that. But then like Lady Loki doesn't want that. And she just goes, and now we know why she's been picking up all those like reset bombs or whatever they call it, right? Reset charges, and she just dropped it all over the timeline.
All over timeline.
Like
that was like at least 50, I think.
Yeah.
50, 60.
Like it's weird because I started thinking about it, and then I started reading it more. It's like, okay. Why would she do that? Because like, because in my head I'm like, oh, well, she's dropping it, but technically, can't they go in and fix that? Unless these are like big points that you can't fix,
like undo, and like put back on the timeline. That's interesting. Yeah.
Because it's like she can cause disarray and all this stuff, but technically, if it's something that the timekeepers can fix with like before it reads, because they all can like just dispatch a bunch of like agents and fix it.
Yeah.
But is that, I'm just curious like how that leads into it, because then I started thinking, what if she's hitting important parts of like the timeline, like important as in like it affects the superheroes we know.
Yeah.
Like what if like,
because that opens another door to Doctor Strange.
Yes.
Because that title to Doctor Strange is like interesting.
Multiverse
of Madness. Multiverse.
I forget all of a sudden.
But yeah, they've said it. They've said it. Episode 1, they even said that title. So I'm just like, what's gonna happen?
Multiverse of Madness. Yeah. Multiverse of Madness. And it's just like now it's like, how much does this affect
all the superheroes?
Because when is that coming out? Because I think
next March.
I don't think. Yeah, so there's could be so much going on. There's 3 movies in
between this show and Doctor Strange right now.
Because right now it's like
actually 4 movies.
Black Widow, Shang-Chi, Spider-Man,
Eternals. Yeah, I said Internals. I was like, nope, Eternals. Yeah.
Eternals. Yeah. But none of that really pointed towards like multiverse stuff. I feel like, or who knows? We don't know.
Yeah, it's true. Maybe Eternals. Maybe.
But right now the shows have been hitting that harder. Well, besides like Falcon, I'd say Falcon not as much, but like WandaVision and this is like,
oh yeah, they've opened
going
up
off.
that door.
So it's like, what if Doctor Strange has to go fix something, or maybe he's just entering something? Who knows? We'll see by the end of this.
Next March.
I love Loki in this.
I was going to ask you how you felt about Tom and Loki in this episode.
I think it's great. I think it's pretty good. I think he's funny. I think he gets we get that Loki charm. We get his quips and all that stuff. I think it's just really nice. It just solidifies. I'm like, oh yeah, this is why people love him as Loki, or just love Loki, or love Tom Hiddleston.
Because he's a trickster.
Right?
Yeah. But it's funny because Loki in the movies, you only got those funny one-liners. You never really got his personality.
Yeah.
And then now I think this is opening up his personality, all his emotions that he's been through. You get to
explore him more, essentially.
Exactly. And I really like that. And I think Tom really appreciated that too when they were filming this. Because you could tell Tom was really enjoying playing this Loki.
Yeah. It's great.
I know. I think another great moment was that we finally got to see Loki use magic. Because this whole time he's been restricted.
Kind of restricted, yeah.
Because he's either been in the TVA where you can't use anything really unless you're a timekeeper or an agent or something that has weapons, or he's been, trying to fulfill his examples to Mobius about all this madness going on.
Right.
And then it was just one simple scene too, and he was just drawing himself. And I don't know why I got really hyped over that. I was like, oh, it's him again. He's drawing himself.
It's happening.
It's happening.
She's like, it's like, what are you doing? He's like, just drawing myself so that I don't squeak around when I walk. I was like, he's got a point. That's a legitimate good point.
Yeah. That was really funny. What else? Do you like the mysterious vibe behind Loki right now? As you've gone through this
I love it. I think it's great. It's in a sense keeping me hooked, and I'm I need to know more.
Yeah.
WandaVision touched on that. You have questions, but because it was new, I think. While Loki, I think it could be it's not weird, but it's deep somewhat. You have to think about it a little bit more.
And you know more about Loki. He's been in a lot of movies.
Yeah. So we know the character. He's somewhat established, but not now in the situation he's in, it's a time cop type deal. It's he's trying to figure out this mystery, but also he's addressing a lot of. I think it's addressing a lot more stuff and in terms of him as a character that he can explore, the whole not all villains are bad. He's always known to be bad, but he's doing it for certain intentions.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I think we get to have a deeper look into that, and I think it's just, I'm not saying it's profound, you know what I mean, but it's for what we've been getting with Loki, I think it's we're exploring a lot more. It's just really cool to see.
Oh yeah, it's definitely cool.
What about you?
I enjoy a lot. I actually really liked the soundtrack to Loki.
Yeah.
It is just so cool. And then when they pan over to something, I'm just yes. Give us Tom. Give us Tom one more time.
Yeah. Can I also say he looks really good in that outfit from this episode?
Oh yeah.
Legitimately, I was that's a cool outfit. Yeah, the jacket. I was that's a cool jacket. I totally wear that.
And he he looked like a 9-to-5 worker.
Yeah. Initially, and then he put on that. I was like, damn, he looks cool.
It was funny when they told him to turn around because it says variant.
Yeah, I was just and they all smirked, and I was like, me too. I think that's hilarious.
Me too. But yeah, what else?
And it was also funny how they showed different versions of Loki.
Oh my god, that was
how
so
cool. That's
funny.
really cool. I thought that was really cool.
There's a fat version of Loki.
This is also why they say he is what was it? What was the phrasing? Not his gender. He was not
gender fluid.
Gender fluid. That's what it was. This kind of explains why they say that.
Because all the different versions weren't all males.
Yeah. But that's also why I was saying this is Lady Loki, because if they say gender fluid, it's female, not
all the variants
male. It just makes sense.
Could be different. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I get that.
I thought that was cool. I was like, now we get that.
You know, it's really funny. I was Googling something and people were talking about Tom's fight, and they were doing a side-by-side with Sebastian Stan in Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
And people were commenting, it was a TikTok, and people were commenting, they were like, Marvel knows exactly what the audience wants. And it's just like, when they're just like down, and then they just, their heads just flip up.
Yep.
And then some people are like, yes, they know the thirst that we all have.
They know.
It's like, they know.
Man.
I really enjoyed how I keep wanting to say maybe Lady Loki, but maybe Lady Loki, that little green thing, like you have to touch another person so it transfers over. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, at first that's what I was like, oh, maybe this is their way of like transferring to a Lady Loki, because I was like, oh, maybe that becomes that because you know how like Loki moves into a body.
Yeah.
That way he like transferred his mind to that body in the comics. So I was like, oh, maybe this is the reason. But no, but they just straight up were like, oh no, it's a female. I was like,
yeah.
Okay.
It's like her, like, I don't want to say soul, but just like green powers, just like she's switching in between people.
Yeah.
And it was really interesting.
So that was cool. I don't remember if Loki did that. He probably did. It's just been a while. It's been so long since.
Yeah, I know. I don't remember him doing that. I know he would switch characters.
Yeah.
I don't remember him.
And like... did you notice how he explained that though? He was just like, "Oh, you do a projection." I was like, "Oh, that's so funny." It's the Loki flex.
That is a Loki flex, and I keep remembering when he explained that. I was like,
flex.
Captain America. So you just projected Captain America.
Pretty much.
Let's see here. Do you have any other interesting points that you want to point out? Any Easter eggs that you found, maybe?
I'm gonna be honest. I watched it today, so my reaction was pretty fresh in comparison to yours. Probably I didn't have time.
Yeah, I watched it last night.
I think no, I also think it was kind of weird. At first, I was like, this is kind of weird how they just kind of, if they care about time so much, why are they like, so you know how at the beginning they go to like 1985 or like Pompeii?
Yep.
Or like 1985. They just walk through, like the agents just walk through, right? Why, like if they care about time so much, why do they not think that they'll get affected of like, if someone sees them? Like, you know how like, maybe it was like not a, no, yeah, because like if Morbius was like worried about Pompeii, he's like, oh, we shouldn't be here. Why are the other agents so like willy-nilly about like just going through and walking about? You know what I mean?
Yeah, you would think that was like the one weird thing themselves.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of weird. This is also coming from us watching Legends of Tomorrow. I'm just saying.
That is true. That like yes.
Time is a weird thing, but I think it was just kind of weird how like if one agent is worried about like not being seen at the at a big point, why are the other agents just like the ground unit not worried about that, and they're just walking around in their uniform? That was the one continuity thing I had an issue with. I was like, that's kind of weird.
Yeah, they do just waltz around in different time eras. Yeah. Maybe they'll get answered. Maybe not. Maybe timekeepers are just not, real.
Huh. Who knows?
I don't know. Oh.
That's my bet. My bet is honestly, I don't think they're real, and it's just following the, oh, don't look at the man behind the curtain. Like, Wizard of Oz that.
Wizard,
you know? Like, they do that whole spiel. Yeah, who knows? But yeah, otherwise, like I just have more questions. I can't wait to see the next episode. Now, I thought we'd have to wait longer for Lady Loki, but we don't.
Oh no, we don't.
That just got answered like right away. Honestly, I was like, oh, that was quick.
Yeah, we'll find out next week if who she really is.
Who knows? We'll find out.
Who knows? We'll find out. But I don't think Loki betrayed Mobius.
No. But it will look like that.
Yeah,
it looks like that. 100%. Like, that they're like, he left. He probably attacked her or something. But I don't think if she'll vouch for him, Yeah. So.
I think Mobius will go after him.
Yeah.
Ask for, why he did that. And
right.
I don't even know. Do you know where they would even jump into? Lady Loki just jumped into that.
Because she would usually go back here.
Yeah.
So who knows?
Yeah.
And I think now, who knows, maybe the next episode they just start jumping around. Like different, different timelines.
Yeah.
Or either timelines or like different sections of the timeline. Different. We don't. Yeah, who knows?
Because right now the timeline's branching off like crazy.
Yeah.
So who knows where they'll end up? TVA's in chaos. Like
TVA's in chaos. We don't know what's going on.
They lost Loki.
Yeah. It's all going to hell right now. Who knows?
It truly is.
Man, I can't wait. I can't wait. But that's all I got, honestly.
Do you have anything else? Any comments, concerns?
No, not really. I'm just, like I said, the only concern was continuity in that, but that's just me seeing a lot of like time stuff. But
yeah,
time is a weird thing.
That's a good thing to bring up.
Yeah. What about you? No?
I have nothing. I'm really just excited for the next episode.
Yeah, I can't wait.
I just need more answers, and then next week I'm going to be like, oh, but I have even more questions that probably won't be answered.
Who knows? Maybe this entire series is just us having questions about what's going on at this point.
And every week we're just going to be like, we have more questions.
The entire time? I just have questions the entire time.
Just have questions.
That's it.
That's it. Okay. Well, if you don't have anything else, I don't have anything else.
No.
I'm going to do our outro.
Let's go.
Let's go. Well, thanks for tuning in. You can follow us on Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram at NgoVo Convo, NgoVo Convo, if you don't know how to spell our last names. DM us, love us, like us, subscribe to us. Click the ring notification button on YouTube. Do the whole 9, 10, 11, 12 yards, whatever you want to do. Let us know how we're doing. I don't know. We're doing great. Doing fine.
But if we're not, let us know.
Yeah, in the comments. Fast. Don't dislike the video or anything. Just like it and then comment what you dislike. That's the way to go.
This one. Don't dislike it, so please.
Yeah, so if you're on YouTube, please. Don't forget to hit that like button, like I said, and subscribe.
Cough, cough.
Cough, cough. Let us know what you want to see next after the series. We have a couple things in mind, but if you want to see something else earlier, let us know.
It could cut the line. Who knows?
Cut the line. It could cut the line after Black Widow, maybe.
Who knows?
Who knows?
We'll find out.
Yeah, and we will see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Wow.